Greetings everyone, Pastor Nathan. It is an honor to lead all of you. 5 minutes on leadership, so here we go. Passion is a fundamental necessity in the life, the heart, the mission, the call of a leader. In fact, without passion, our leadership is formulaic and is closer to the work of a manager than a leader. Managers know there are things to do, and managers oftentimes do those things, often in a fairly efficient way. The difference is a manager is not moved by passion, and so they won't risk much. They won't endure much pain or suffering. They'll just look for a different place because they're not a leader, they're a manager. And I would say the difference between those two is primarily understood in terms of passion. All of us start our spiritual leadership with passion, otherwise we wouldn't have started. And then oftentimes what once was an act of love slowly turns into duty. I would like to act as though it only happens to you, it doesn't happen to me, but you wouldn't believe that. You would know better. Everybody struggles with passion. Over time, all marathons will ask you why you wanted to run. If you run long enough, the race will ask you why you started. And if your why cannot answer that question, then you slack, you sit, you stop, you get out of the race. All of us have to stay, at least, shall we say, enough passion for our efforts to make sense, to answer the question of why we started. So, two things real quick on passion. I think that if we rediscover our whys, why we started this, it oftentimes reminds us of our passions. If the goal was to have a title or have a leadership role, that's not going to last because leadership roles seem sexy at first. And then the long grind sets in and you realize that's not at all what it feels like to do Christian leadership. In fact, if it feels like that, you probably aren't doing it right. You're probably missing the nature, the heart of Jesus Christ. And so we have to make sure that our motivation is right, and it's, shall we even say, godly, it's biblical. We must be moved for others. We must have how shall we say, we must have the heart of an intercessor. We work, we pray, we give for others. This COVID reality has caused many of us to question our whys because it seemed like there was nothing we can do, including me. I don't want us to beat ourselves up over that. I just want us to acknowledge it and then move on and get back to connecting, get back to caring, get back to loving people as a manifestation of God's love for us. The second thing I would like to say is, being very practical, one of the number one killers of my personal passion is when I was ashamed of my effort. Let's say I had a desire to do something and I tried to do it and I was embarrassed by my effort. That is the number one passion killer I think that I've experienced in ministry. When what I did was embarrassing. It was just a passion killer. And so what I had to do, and what I would recommend all of us to do, is find somebody who is doing well and look at what we can learn from them, and also be reminded that where they are now is not where it always was. Everybody doing well now started differently. If we can learn from them, it in many cases will reconnect us to the excitement that originally motivated us. Somebody's doing it right. Not everybody is stuck in the mud like, say, moi. Not everybody is struggling like me. Not everybody, you understand what I'm saying? Find somebody doing it well and learn from them. And we call this modeling, but it's more than that. It is mentoring. Not all of, let me say it this way. My best mentors have been people who didn't know they were mentoring me. But I would go to them, I would see what they were doing, I would see how they were doing it, and I would apply the lessons to my circumstances. And so let's acknowledge that passion can be fleeting. Let's acknowledge that it has to be cared for. We have to stay connected with the reason why we started. Otherwise, the race will always ask us to quit. Find somebody who's doing well. Find somebody who isn't struggling. I promise you, in their past they struggled, but they figured it out. So you speed up your journey by, as it were, calling ahead to somebody on the journey and say, what did you learn about the road I'm trying to walk? And they usually can help you. That will place in your vision, not your struggle, but the potential success, the potential excitement, and that will resonate with the reason why you started, and you will feel your passion begin to rise again. Okay, I have no idea if that was 5 minutes. I think it was pretty short, and so we will try to do some version of this much more regularly than we have. Love you. It's an honor to do life with you, honor to do ministry with you. As the Lord said, go forth and multiply. God bless.